You ever see those words ending in ing and just get a little confused? Sometimes they're in action, other times they're something else entirely. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the coolest, most useful little tricks in English grammar, the gerund. Okay, let's just jump right into the big puzzle. Take a look at these two sentences. On one side, we have running is fun, and on the other, she is running. It's the exact same word, right? Running, but it's clearly doing two totally different jobs. So, what's going on here? How is that even possible? That's the mystery we're about to solve together. And believe it or not, the answer to that whole puzzle has a name. It's called a gerund. The best way to think about it? It's a verb wearing a disguise. Yep, it's sneaking into a sentence to do the job of a completely different part of speech, a noun. Let's break down exactly what that means. So, here's the official breakdown. A gerund starts its life as a regular old verb, but once you tack that ing onto the end, it transforms. It's not just an action anymore. It becomes the name of that action. It becomes a concept, an activity. Basically, it becomes a thing. It becomes a noun. You can see that transformation right here. The verb swim becomes the gerund swimming. Now it's the name for the activity itself. The verb read becomes reading, the name of the hobby. It's a super simple and consistent rule. Just take a verb, add ing, and boom, you've got yourself a noun. All right, so if a gerund acts like a noun, it can do all the jobs a noun can do, right? Exactly. And there are four main roles you're going to find them playing inside a sentence. Let's get into it. These are the four big ones. A gerund can be the subject, the star of the show. It can be the direct object, the thing that receives the action. It can be the object of a preposition, or it can be what's called a subject complement, which basically just renames the subject. Let's look at each one. First up, the subject. Super straightforward. In the sentence, reading is my favorite hobby, what is the favorite hobby? Well, reading is. It's the main idea, the subject that the whole rest of the sentence is about. Next, let's talk about the direct object. Look at this. I enjoy cooking. Just ask yourself the question, what do I enjoy? The answer is cooking. The gerund cooking is getting the action from the verb enjoy. It's the thing being enjoyed. That, my friends, makes it the direct object. You'll also see gerunds pop up a lot after prepositions, little words like in, on, at, or of. In this example, he is interested in learning Spanish. The gerund learning comes right after the preposition in. That makes learning the object of that preposition. And the last job, the subject complement. In the sentence, my biggest fear is flying, that word flying comes right after the linking verb is, and it just renames the subject. In this sentence, flying is just another name for my biggest fear. That's what a subject complement does. Okay, this is it, the main event. This is where almost all the confusion comes from, because both gerunds and things called present participles end in ing, but they are not the same thing. It all comes down to the job they're doing. So let's settle this showdown once and for all. Just look at this side by side. On the left, the gerund, running is great exercise. Here, running is the name of an activity. It's a noun, it's a thing. But on the right, in she is running, the word running is part of the verb phrase. It's describing an action that's happening right now. It can also be an adjective, like in the running water. So here's the key. A gerund is a thing, a participle is part of the action. So, how can you actually tell them apart when you're just reading a sentence? Don't worry, I've got you. I'm going to give you two super simple, really powerful tools for your grammar toolkit. These are going to make spotting gerunds an absolute piece of cake. Okay, tool number one is my absolute favorite. I call it the replace a noun trick. All you have to do is try to swap out that ing word with a simple, obvious noun, like it, or an activity like baseball. If the sentence still makes grammatical sense, you've found yourself a gerund. Let's put it to the test. Running is her passion. Okay, can we say baseball is her passion? Yep, that works perfectly. It's a gerund. What about I love traveling? Can we say I love it? For sure, that's a gerund. But now look at this one. The woman is dancing. Can you say the woman is baseball? No, that's just nonsense. So dancing here is not a gerund. It's just part of the verb. See how easy that is? All right, our second tool is a handy little acronym to help you remember the common places where gerunds like to hang out. You just have to remember the word ape. So AP stands for this. A is for after adjectives, like in he is good at playing chess. P is for the noun positions we just talked about, subject, object, that whole deal. And E is for certain expressions or verbs that are almost always followed by a gerund, words like enjoy, avoid, or can't help, like I can't help thinking about it.
So there you have it. That verb in disguise, it's been unmasked. Once you know what to look for, once you see the job it's doing in the sentence, the gerund isn't a mystery at all. It's actually a really powerful and flexible part of our language. So the real question now is, what other grammar mystery are you going to solve next?
Prepared by K. Rajendra Prasad.